Yo, what up, players and Izzy haters? I'm about to predict the shizzle. Let's get right into it. I ain't gonna waste no time with this one because I just recorded a long ass video and I do not want to waffle and yap like I did in the last one. So we'll get straight into it. Keep it short and sweet for y'all. I'm giving you the correct predictions to this card. Did I make of it on the Dern Rivas one? I don't remember. I don't think I did great. Hold on. I did make no. I don't fucking remember. I'll keep the Trump inside. So for the main event, I've got Israel Adesanya getting a TKO. I don't think it'll be a KO, but I think a statement's gonna be made here. Y'all must have forgot. Contender Izzy, the dog molester. He ain't playing around. He's out here humping fools. Now, the gyno, I've noticed. There's no gyno. His gyno's missing. What happened to it? Where did it go? These are questions we're all asking. But, I think he'll still win. I think he's finally unlocked. Unlocked. Sorry. Fuck. Okay. I don't. The things I think about. I was gonna make some George Droid jokes. A little reference there, if you know who I'm referencing. But anyway, yeah. So Izzy, his gyno's gone. I still think contender Izzy's about to style on this fool Imavov. His best win, Nasruddin, is over Cannonier, and that performance has been replicated at this point by Kyle Bahalio and I guess a few others. It's not hard to hurt Cannonier, is it? And it was a bit of an early stoppage as well. I forget exactly how the fight was going scoring wise, but you know, it was in round 4, I believe, when it happened. And if that's his best win, that's not enough. I mean, he's had losses at the top level, and Israel's been around the top. You know, he's only lost to a select few dudes. Sean Strickland, the goat of defense, Izzy can't really do his barely fighting, point fighting, boring ass champion, worse than WMMA shit. He can't keep that up against Sean Strickland, who has the defense of a god. By the way, I'm gonna say this here because I might not have a chance in the future. Y'all need to get off Sean Strickland's ass. I said this about Jamal Hill, I believe. Y'all need to get off this man's ass because everyone kind of switched up on him. I get it, he's more annoying than he was before, but I'm an OG supporter of this guy. You people did this to him. He's still he's a little dumb, kind of like with the Bryce thing. He's got a bit of the tisms. Now he is very entertaining, so leave him alone. Just let him do his thing. Don't try and take his entertainment away from him. Make him stop that, because that's what he does good. And also, he's not that boring. You people, you only really remember people by their last fights, don't you? He's only done the whole to the death thing 2 times. That was against Costa, the meme lord himself, and Drakus. The Drakus fight was a war. You can say what you will about that not being due to Sean. It's true, but Sean has good fights. The Cannonier fight, that was a good fight from Strickland. And there's been others. The Abus fight, that was a fun fight. You got to finish in that one. Rare Strickland finish. You need to leave this man alone. Let him be the weirdo that he is. Let him talk his weirdo talk. If it's not as good as the whole talking about porn and killing people thing that we had back in the Apex days, unfortunate, but it's the price we pay. We lose that, and we got him beating this man Izzy. So yeah, Strickland fighting Duplessis, it's gonna be great. Love both of them. Israel, he gonna win here, even though he's old. Now, I have a hot take about the co-main and main event, and especially the co-main event, because contender Izzy, he's fun. Champion Izzy, I would think that's going to be a boring fight, but it's interesting because of Imavov. Not really someone you'd see against Izzy, even though I think the more we get this matchup here, it's kind of sinking in. It's not like that dangerous threat that we would want from a contender fight with Izzy. It really isn't, and I think we're going to see that tomorrow. But this fight's going to be boring, I'm telling y'all. It just has an air of that. MVP's moving up in weight. He's going to be cautious. There's going to be power and unpredictability and size on the side of Magomedov. And Magomedov, equally, isn't that fun to watch? He's going to be cautious as well because MVP has a very on-the-outside style. And this fight's just going to take place at range. There might be a few fun exchanges. I doubt we'll get grappling. I really hope not. But I think this is going to be a slow, tappy fight. Neither guy's going to commit a super lot. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm just completely missing this because I want this to be an awesome fight. I want this card to be awesome. I always want this. But something just tickles me the wrong way about this fight. It shouldn't have ever existed. It's an abomination of a fight. And for that reason, it's probably going to be boring. It's such a mismatch. It's such a weird, clunky fight that's happening. It's going to happen before our eyes. And before we know it, it's over. And I think it won't be that fun. And I think Shara will probably get a split decision win or something. MVP arguably beat Ian Gary in his last fight. Dude's 37. He's old. Shara's young. In his Muslim territory. So there's going to be a little bit of a judging bias, whether that's contributed by the crowd or by the UFC paying the judges. It's one of those two things. On either or, it's all pointing towards Shara Magomedov, the age, the crowd, the judges. What UFC wants. But I would love MVP to get it done, honestly. I like MVP. He's a fun dude. Shara's kind of questionable outside of the sport. He's done some things. I'm not too scared saying that because he can't come to America. Or maybe he can come to America. He just can't fight here because of his Bisping situation. But yeah, I got him winning. So forgive me, Shara Magomedov. Forgive me. Anyway, moving on. We've got another great fight. Something the pay-per-view next week is lacking. Sergey Pavlovich versus Jairzinho or Rozenstruik. I could see Big Roz getting an upset here, but all logic says he won't, and he probably won't. Pavlovich has the better wins, and Rozenstruik has the worst losses. The odds are the way they are for a reason. So far, I've been going all favorites. Even by a slight margin, this is the biggest favorite I've taken so far. He's grown since the time I made this prediction. And he's just going to get it done. Now, for the next one. This is a young man I believe in a lot, so I'm predicting him out of my own talent scouting ability. Vinicius Oliveira is going to mess this man's sight out. Now, Saeed, I believe he's lost before in the UFC a couple times, once or twice. And he ain't as good as the main bloodline. His hair ain't black. There's something wrong with this gent. He's still really good, and he's still really worrying matchup for this. Part of me wants to say Oliveira could be a lock of the card just because I'm so confident in his ability, but after watching that Sopaj fight, he was getting controlled on the ground a little bit. He was in some sketchy situations, and I don't know if I like his ability to win over the crowd and the judges here, but goddamn, he didn't do the best flying knee I've ever seen on Sopaj, a guy who's also very good. So I'm going with Oliveira all day, guys. I don't know if I really think round one. I pick round one, but he gonna finish that boy, and it's gonna be hype. Now this is my lock of the card. Last I saw, this guy was an underdog. Okay, yeah, he still is, and it's pretty evens, but y'all really forgot Ziam's the good, bro. I don't know why everyone's going on Mike Davis's side. Maybe he'll win this weekend, and I'll look like the fucking silly person here, but Ziam's good. He shouldn't even be having this matchup right now. He should be looking in the rankings, but I guess he's getting a layup here. And he's going to win this one. If y'all want to bet, I'm not giving y'all advice, but this is where I'm putting my money, personally. Pairing this with another fight or two, making a nice little parlay. Now this fight. This is one of the closer ones on the card. I could see it going either way. And I went with Olifi, I think, because he's an underdog. And The record's just, I could see it happening. I predicted Felipe Lima to defeat Imavov. I believe that was his last fight. And he did. And I'm predicting it again. Imavov ain't shit. I'm sorry, Tajikistan. I don't mean it. I'm just yapping. Forgive my yap. But yeah, that's who I got there. I don't think anyone cares too much, so we'll continue on to Shamil Gaziev, otherwise known as the Blob, against Thomas Peterson, another fat guy. A lot of people would go against Gaziev just because there's false inclinations about his cardio. He has good cardio for a heavyweight. He gassed out in round 4. Most of these dudes gas out before round 3. They gas out in round 2. It's insane. Thomas Peterson ain't beating him. He's a bum. He's a moderate underdog for a reason. Gaziev, he coming back. Gaziev, he gonna do things. Future champ right here. This guy's gonna beat Tom Aspinall, I'm telling you now. And John Jones. Hell yeah. Now, this fight, the longer I've sat on it, I don't know. I'm going McKinney clearly. He's gonna get it done, but this old dude Demir over here, he could really upset it because McKinney ain't good. He really isn't. He's a freak of nature. You never know what's gonna happen in his fights, and this one stinks of an upset. But I'm going with McKinney. It's the safe choice. It's the right choice. If you're picking Demir, you're a crazy person who just wants to get a crazy pick. Unless you're a fan of him and you see something. But, the odds are how they are for a reason. I think McKinney's going to win here. I think y'all be safe with that. Now, this is another one of those close fights on the card. You never know with WMMA. We got Mami Bueno Silva versus Jasmine Jasdovicius, a Canadian. Now, everyone knows Canadian women are their best fighters currently. After George St. Pierre retired, the well went dry in Canada for men. Now, that tells me that overall, Canadian mixed martial arts ain't it. Now, does she train in Canada? What's her gym? Niagara Top Team. That sounds like a Canadian gym if I've ever heard one. Niagara Falls. And she trains at Shoot the Bucks with a Charles du Bronx. I got Mami Bueno Silva all day, fools. Shitara, I think she's moving down in weight. Yep, she is. That might be good for her because she had issues at 135, and I think this weight could be a new turn for her career. I'm very interested to see how she does. And she's younger too. I'm seeing that now. I'm glad I made the choice I did. I'm giving y'all spoilers on the card here. I hope you know that. Now, this is also a good fight. I took Grod. I think Lucas Alexander's kind of ass. I don't know how it's so close. Maybe Grod's also ass and I just don't realize. But, yeah, I got Grod here. It's near evens. He's a slight favorite, but I think there's good value here. If you want to even parlay Ziam and Grod, that's something I would do. You shouldn't, but I would do it. I think that's a good two-legger right there, honestly, if you just want to make some quick money, or do Silva and Ziam. That would be a two-legger I go for as well. Now, I got Jamal Pogues here winning. A lot of people are probably going Hamdi. Let's see. Yeah, most people are going Hamdi, but a good amount of people see Pogues. He's been on Contender Series twice. He has a nice story. A little bit of a sympathy baiter. He's like a more approachable Thimba Grimbo. I'm put off by Thimba and his overly hyped nature due to the sympathy he garners, but Pogues has a good story as well. It's heart-wrenching, and he's decently skilled, honestly. Like, he's deceiving. Like, you see how he gets in the UFC, you see how he does. He's deceiving, but he broke Mick Parkin's finish streak and took him to a decision, and that's impressive. Mick Parkin's decent. Now he might get fraud checked in his next fight. We'll see. He's really stepping up there in competition. But I think Hamdi, he got busted on roids. He's off him now, hopefully. He's probably going to perform less good than he's performed thus far in the UFC. Also, assuming he hasn't been training as much, he's still young, so maybe he is still improving that much, but I really don't like it. I really don't. I mean, is he really 6'2"? Bro, he feels short. I don't know if I believe that. Heavyweight's kind of crazy. But yeah, that's my predictions. And I've got else much to say. Thank you for watching.